Greeting to Miss Bibiana to Shushu. Selamat tengah hari dan salam sejahtera kepada Miss Bibiana to Shushu. Yang dihormati Miss Bibiana to Shushu, penceramah kita pada hari ini, pengetua-pengetua sekolah, guru-guru dan pelajar sekalian. I'm Michelle. Share with you a little bit about myself. I'm a course counselor at RIAMTEC Miri. It's my pleasure to be the moderator of the day. Terima kasih atas pernyataan para hadirin ke Bengkel Ulang Kaji SPM e-bus anjuran RIAMTEC bersama pejabat pendidikan daerah PPD Miri. I would like to extend
seorang lelaki dewasa.
I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedule to join us today. You will be awarded a certificate of participation for today's workshop. Kindly stay until the end for the QR code scanning. This will be very beneficial sharing, especially SPM student. Sebelum memulakan Bengkel Ulang Kaji SPM e-bus biologi pada hari ini, to kick off the program, please allow me to introduce our today's speaker by reading her profile. So, Miss Bibiana To is the head of biology subject. She is teaching biology subject in SMK Daejeon, Cebu. She has been a Guru Cemerlang DG44, DG48, and DG52. So her achievement is she joined the Borneo Innovation Festival 2020 and she got a gold medal PDP Innovation. Wow. So she got joined in 3D DNA and also Borneo Innovation Festival 2019 for PDP innovation and magnetic mitosis and meiosis. So she have a great achievement in this Borneo Innovation Festival in 2020 and 2019. Congrats to her. Okay, so next, before we start this session, if students have any question during this session, please share your question or you can type at the chat box there at any time and your question will be read from time to time. So, and now it's my pleasure that we would like to invite the speaker of the day, Miss Bibiana Toshushu, to conduct the SPM Revision Workshop. The floor is yours now. A very thank you to Miss Bibiana.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Okay. Yeah, okay. So very good afternoon to all the students and teachers who joined the e-bus. So it's my pleasure to share with you, especially at this critical time that you are doing your very last preparation to seek for your SPM examination. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you especially we go through the three of the paper first. Okay, so we talk about what are the technique and what are the strategy that you can be used to answer the question in biology SPM. Okay, so we look at paper one. So paper one, they are 40 questions. There are 40 questions with multiple choice ABC or ABCD. Okay, then 40 marks will be given and the time allocation is 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay, then what are the tips? What are the tips and the strategy in answering the paper one? First of all, you need to read the entire question. Answer it in your mind first. After you read the question, you try to answer it in your mind. Then you read every answer option. Okay, after you read, don't just read only the first answer and then you straight away answer the question. No, you read every answer option and then after that you eliminate wrong answer. So we use the eliminate strategy to eliminate the wrong answer. And of course, you need to choose the best answer or choose the most correct answer. So example. So we look at the example 1. So for this example, what is the effect of thermal pollution? So what is the effect of thermal pollution? Okay, class, you look at here. So this is the question with three options, A, B, C. So you won't be surprised that you will be given a question with only 3 options. So now we look at the thermal pollution. So what is thermal pollution? You need to know what is thermal pollution. So thermal pollution is the pollution that's caused by increase in temperature. It can be increase in the temperature of the water or increase in the temperature in atmosphere. So the question is asking about the effect. So look at the effect of thermal pollution. Okay, the first one, deforestation. Is this deforestation an effect of thermal pollution, or it is a cause of thermal pollution? Or okay, so we go to one by one. So deforestation, is it an effect? No. Okay, how about soil erosion? No. So then, okay, the effect of thermal pollution, it can be the rapid growth of algae. So then, why the rapid growth of algae? The thermal pollution can cause rapid growth of algae is because when the temperature is increased, for example, the water temperature. So then when the water temperature increase and then it become more suitable for the growth of algae, so then it will cause the rapid growth of algae. So in this example, we use the elimination strategy. So we eliminate to cross out the answer which is not correct, then we choose the correct one. Okay, question 2. Okay, diagram show the structure of a human heart. So this is a human heart. So which of the following vessel, PQRS, transport water with high concentration of glucose and has the highest blood pressure? So now you look at the diagram here. So there are 4 blood vessels. Okay, PQRS. So it is very important that we need to identify what is the name, what is the blood vessel. Okay, so this one, so for P, so this is the blood vessel that transport blood to the lungs. So the blood vessel that transport blood from the heart to the lungs, that is the pulmonary artery. So you should know, okay, pulmonary artery. And then how about Q? Q is the largest vein, which is vena cava, that transport blood, the deoxygenated blood into the heart. And then R is aorta. Okay, and S is from the lungs. So this one should be pulmonary vein. Okay, so now the question asking, the blood vessel that transport blood with high concentration of glucose and has highest blood pressure. So that's been this question have 2 blood vessels. One is the blood vessel with highest concentration of glucose, and then another one is the highest blood pressure. Okay, so if you didn't know about the blood vessel that transport blood with high blood glucose, okay, so maybe this one you have a question mark, you don't know about this. Okay, you are not very sure about this, so you can leave it first. Okay, later on I will explain. Okay, then, but this question have another one which is have highest blood pressure. So if this question, I think this for this every student should know highest blood pressure. Which blood vessel have highest blood pressure? Of course, aorta. So which one is aorta? So aorta should be R. So in this answer, so it is very direct. Even though you didn't know the blood vessel that transport glucose with a high concentration of glucose, you still can get the answer because you are very sure that with highest blood pressure is R. Okay, then what happens if this question have 2 R? If this is also R, if this answer also R, then you have 2 options for you to choose. Now you need to decide. So which one? Okay, we cannot put R here. For example, R is here. So in this answer, then you need to find out which blood vessel transport blood with high concentration of glucose. So you need to know that the glucose is absorbed in small intestine. And then from the small intestine, the glucose is transferred to the liver to hepatic portal vein. Then from the liver, of course, the deoxygenated blood will be transported back to the heart. Okay, so when the blood enters the heart, it will enter through vena cava. So after the blood enter vena cava, it will be pumped to the lungs and then through pulmonary artery. So that means this side of the heart should have higher concentration of glucose. Okay, so the answer will be P and R. So then the answer is D. Okay, so sometimes you think that the question is very difficult, but when you try to analyze it, try to find the more suitable answer, then you eliminate the less suitable answer, then you can get a correct answer. Okay, so another one. Okay, this question is about osteonecrosis. Okay, osteonecrosis. Okay, osteonecrosis, you didn't study osteonecrosis, right? We study about osteoporosis, we study about osteoarthritis. Okay, and then we study about rheumatoid arthritis, osteomalacia, but we didn't study about osteonecrosis. So when it comes to this question, you don't panic. Okay, so even though this disease you didn't study, but you still can answer. So look at the information given. So osteonecrosis occur as a result of trauma to the bone that disturb blood flow to the bone, such as a hip fracture that cause bone tissue dies. So now, okay, this is a statement. So we look at the question now. Okay, look at the question now. Which of the following can reduce the risk of getting the disease? So which of the following Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, so the answer should be, so which of the following can reduce the risk of getting the disease? Okay, so now we look at this. So this must be the statement which refer to the way to maintain the healthy musculoskeletal system, right? Okay, so the first one, bend while lifting a large load on the floor. So is it a correct practice? So you bend, okay, when lifting a large load on the floor, or you need to knee down and then take the load. Okay, so and then the second one, wear high heel shoes while exercising. So this one is very obvious. This answer is not correct. So nobody wearing high heel when doing exercise. Okay, and then C, exercise regularly without without any warm out activity. Okay, without doing any warming out activity, is it a correct way? So you do exercise regularly is correct. This one is correct. But without doing, this is doing, without doing any warm out activity, this one is not correct. Okay, so then the last one, consume food high in vitamin C and D. This one might be correct. Okay, so you choose again. Any other answer which is better than this? Okay, so look at A, bending while lifting a large load on the floor. So that's mean you bang and then you take the load. Okay, if you do like this, it will put a pressure on your spine or on your vertebra. Then it will hurt your vertebra. So this is not a good practice. Okay, wearing high heel, of course, this one is no good. Okay, so then the only answer is D. So if you didn't read the answer properly, so you might take C, because when you read like exercise regularly, then you straight away you answer C. No, when you read the whole sentence, you can see that exercise regularly is correct, but without doing any warming out activity is wrong. So the answer must be D. Okay, so take my advice, you need to read every answer completely. Okay. So now we look at this. example 4. What can a male experience Klinefelter symptom? Okay, so we know that a Klinefelter symptom is a extra one chromosome at the last pair of chromosome, which is the sex chromosome. So the person with a Klinefelter syndrome have XXY. The sex chromosome is XXY. So now, what causes a male to have a Klinefelter disease or Klinefelter syndrome? Okay, you can see all these answers have one common word, which is non-disjunction. Okay, non-disjunction. So you should know what is non-disjunction. So non-disjunction is a condition where the chromosome is not completely separate to different poles. Okay, so this happens when the spindle fiber, the formation of spindle fiber is not complete. Okay, then you should know when the non-disjunction occur. So when the chromosome separate, when the homologous chromosome separate, or when the sister chromatic separate, that happened during anaphase. That happened during anaphase. So the chromosome separate during anaphase. So we look at number 1. Disjunction of X chromosome during metaphase 2. This is wrong because the non-disjunction is not occur in metaphase, but it occur in anaphase. So because of metaphase, so this statement is wrong. Okay, then B, non-disjunction of S chromosome during meiosis. Okay, during meiosis 1 or 2. Okay, so this one can be, okay, this one can be a answer. Okay, then non-disjunction of homologous chromosome in grandfather or grandmother. Okay, this one nothing to do with your grandfather, grandmother. If non-disjunction of chromosome happen in your grandfather or grandmother, then that means that the abnormality will be facing by your father. Okay, not you. Okay, then the last one is the non-disjunction of Y chromosome. Look at this. This is XXY. So what is not separate is the S chromosome does not separate, not the Y chromosome does not separate. Okay, so then the answer must be B. So this, you see, all these answers have non-disjunction. So then you should know when the non-disjunction occur. At which phase the non-disjunction occur. Okay, and then it involves which chromosome. Okay. So then, which of the following is not a contribution of biotechnology? So in this case, you should know what is biotechnology. Biotechnology is when the DNA is manipulated, okay, and then it is transformed to another organism. That is a biotechnology. So the first one, produce. The question is asking about not. So you aware of the question like this. This is a negative question. It is not a contribution of biotechnology. Okay, so produce insulin hormone to treat diabetes patient. Of course, this is one of the biotechnology, the contribution that is to produce insulin hormone. And then produce special characteristic of crops such as pineapple and maize. Okay, they are purple pineapple. And then maize can be, no, they are pink pineapple. Okay, in Google, you can see pink pineapple and then the purple maize. So these are actually crops that is genetically modified. Okay, and then DNA profiling to solve criminal problem. We study about DNA profiling, right? Okay, so it is one of the contribution of biotechnology. And lastly, okay, producing fruit without seed to paternocopy. So you should know what is paternocopy. Paternocopy is a method to produce seedless fruit, okay, by spraying the auxin on the ovary or the flower. So this is the application of phytohormone. So it is not biotechnology. So that means the answer will be D. So you eliminate, okay, this is a biotechnology. So this is the contribution, this is a contribution, this is a contribution. And the question asking about which of the following is not a contribution. So your answer should be D. Okay, read the question and the answer carefully. Okay, so some question, there are a few combination. Okay, the question with the answer with a few combination. So in this case, you can also use the elimination strategy. Okay, a man is complaining of frequent back pains due to an injury. Which of the following would help reduce the problem? So now the problem is with back pains. Okay, so this is the problem with musculoskeletal system. Okay, which of the following can help to reduce the problem? Okay, now we look at one by one. Okay, eat plenty of protein. So you may think about maybe it will be correct. If we eat protein, protein can be used to produce cell, can be used to replace damaged cell. So this one, you think that it might be correct. Okay, never mind, you can put a tick. Okay, practice a good posture. Okay, practice a good posture. Then, oh, this one must be correct. You put a big tick like that. Okay, then do vigorous exercise. Okay, do exercise is good lah. But whether do vigorous exercise is good or not, so you might think that it might be correct. It might be correct, but it still has a question mark. This one is correct or not? Okay. Then you look at the number 4. Okay. Avoid carrying heavy object. Oh, avoid carrying heavy object because this person already had back pain. So of course, avoid carrying heavy object. It can be a good option. So now, so go back to here. So you look at any of the answer have number 2 and number 4. Yeah, okay, C is number 2 and number 4. So you are very sure that, okay, option 2 and 4 is correct. Okay, so then you choose the best answer. So then you might, okay, so eat plenty of protein. It might be not a very good answer. Okay, so you cannot get this combination like 1 and 4. Okay, number 2 is definitely correct. So that means your answer can be either 1 or 2 or 2 and 4. So then you choose between 1 and 2 and 2 and 4. Okay, then you choose the best one. So practice a good posture and then avoid carrying heavy object must be the answer. So this is 2 and 4. Okay, can you get it? Then, how does blood transport carbon dioxide from the body cell to the lungs in human circulatory system? Okay, so we know that the carbon dioxide can be transported in 3 methods. Okay, or in 3 forms. Number 1, it is transported in the bicarbonate ion. Okay, number 2, carbon dioxide can combine with hemoglobin to form carb-aminohemoglobin. And then some carbon dioxide dissolved in blood plasma transport as dissolved carbon dioxide. Okay, and then carboxyhemoglobin. This is the product when carbon monoxide bind with hemoglobin. So this is wrong. Okay, now we go back here. So now the answer is actually 1, 2, 3. So but in this answer, you try to find out there's no 1, 2, 3. If there's 1, 2, 3, maybe that is the best answer. But there's no option which show the 1, 2, 3 are correct. So either your answer is either 1, 2, okay, or 1, 4, or 2, 4, or 3, 4. So now from this, you choose the best one. So then you are very, very confident that number 4 is wrong, right? Okay, number 4 is wrong. So the answer would be A. Okay, which is bicarbonate ion and carb-aminohemoglobin. Even though some carbon dioxide is transported as dissolved blood plasma, but you still choose 1 and 2. You don't think that, oh, there's no answer 1, 2, 3, so I don't answer. No, choose the best answer, choose the most suitable answer based on the option given. Okay. Okay, so some reminder. Okay, some reminder. Okay, use a 2B pencil. Okay, use 2B pencil to blacken the answer in the OMR. So you need to use the 2B pencil to blacken the answer in your OMR, and then aware of the time constraint. Okay, you have only 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay, so you answer the question you know first, and then check the answer in your OMR and make sure that the answer always match your answer in the question paper. Okay, so you need to make sure that your answer always match your answer in the question paper. Check one by one, because if you have blackened wrongly in the OMR, then the answer will be marked as wrong answer. Understand? So my advice is, after you do one question, you blacken one answer in OMR. That is the most suitable way for you to do it. Okay, can you get it? So we have one student, I have one student a few years back. She finished all the answer in the question paper, but she had no time to blacken the answer in the OMR. So luckily, that is when the time's out, I think she haven't blackened any answer in OMR in her objective answer sheet. So thank God that the exam evangelist is so kind and give her extra time to blacken all the answer in the OMR. So you imagine that if the teacher just collect the OMR like that and then won't give you extra time, then that's mean that you are not actually answer the question. Because once you didn't blacken the OMR, that means you are not answer the question, even though all your answer in your question paper is correct. Okay, so try to get the best strategy to answer the objective question. Okay. Okay, now we look at paper 2. Okay, we look at paper 2. So paper 2, we have three section ABC. Okay, three section ABC, 8 question. For section A, which is a subjective question, 60 marks. And then section B is a objective question. Is a essay question, which is, we call it the restricted response question. 2 questions, you answer 1. And then question C, only 1 question, is a compulsory question. Everybody must answer that question. That is an open response question. So the total mark for paper 2 is 100 mark, and the time allocation is 2 hours, 30 minutes. So I can tell you that, okay, whether you score A minus, or A plus, it is mainly depends on your performance in paper 2, because that is the paper that have the most mark, which is 100 mark. Okay, so if you can answer paper 2 very well, that means you have a very good chance to score very good result in biology. Okay, so now we look at the tips. Okay, the first one, read. Of course, you need to read. So read the question, read all the information provided carefully. So there are students, they just look at the diagram and then, or they straight away answer the question without reading the whole question. Okay, so I want you to read the question and then all the information provided carefully, and then you should know what the question is being asked. So read the question and understand the question. Then you think about what is the topic related to this question. So you answer the question based on your knowledge and understanding of the relevant topics in biology. So think about this question is about, for example, it's about cell division. So when it's about cell division, what type of cell division is asking? It is mitosis or it is meiosis? So then that means you need to analyze the question first. Okay, then apply. You need to apply what you have learned in biology to answer the question. So you read, you know, and then you relate to the topic, then you apply what you have learned to answer the question. I think your teacher has already taught for the 2 years and then give you a lot of input. So you use that input to answer the question. Okay, then think. So you should think carefully and relate the question to what you have learned. Okay, so don't simply answer the question, think first, and then also don't give up. Okay, don't feel that, oh, the question is so difficult, I don't want to answer. If you are not answering the question, you do not have chance to get it correct. But if you answer the question, at least there is a possibility that your answer is correct. Okay, then write. When writing your answer must be specific, not too general. Give the most appropriate answer according to the question. You should use the correct scientific terms in your answer. Use the correct scientific terms, like water, we use diffuse. Okay, and then this mitochondria generate energy. So these are the scientific terms. Okay, use the concept KISS to write. What is KISS? KISS is keep it short and simple. So don't write the sentence which is too long, and then when people read, the teacher cannot get what you mean. Okay, you need to apply the KISS concept, but make sure the answer is complete. Okay, don't make your answer too short and then no meaning. So what I mean is your answer can be kept it short, simple, but complete. Okay, and then write clearly and neatly. So those with very good handwriting, then it's okay. But if handwriting is poor, then you should be very careful with your handwriting. So make sure that the teacher can read your handwriting. So if the marker cannot read your handwriting, then you cannot get a mark. Okay. So beware of the time constraint. So this is my suggestion. So section A, there are eight structure items. So in the 8 structure item, you need to answer in 90 minutes. So my advice is you use the 5 minutes to read the question, 80 minutes to answer it, and then another 5 minutes to check the answer. So you see, you have 80 minutes to answer 8 questions. So that means one question is only about 10 minutes. So you need to answer one question in about 10 minutes. And then the first few questions, the first 2 questions is have the lowest mark, so it have it maybe you can finish it faster. So the last 2 questions, question 7, question 8 is 9 marks question. So of course you need more time to answer it. Okay, and then section B is a restricted response item. So you answer 1 essay. 2 questions is given, choose 1 essay to answer. And the time allocation is 30 minutes. So again, 5 minutes for you to read, to analyze the question, and then to draft the answer. So it is very important that you draft your answer before you write the essay. So you just draft, just put down the keywords, and then when you write, it is easier for you to arrange your points systematically. Okay, and then section C is open response item, which is only 1 essay, 30 minutes also. So in 2 hours, 30 minutes, you are going to answer 8 structure questions and 2 essay. So plan your time properly. Okay, so when we look at the question, you need to look at 4 components. Okay, so the first one is the stimulus. So the stimulus is including the specific information that you can be found in the question. So it can be diagram, it can be statement, graph, table, and etc. So these are the stimulus. Okay, then the task. Task is the stem of the question. So what is the main thing about the question? So like this question is about, for example, it's about transport in plant, or this question is about gases exchange in human body. So this is the stem of the question. So you should read the question, and then you need to relate it to the topic, as I said just now. And then after that, every question, okay, so the sub question, you can find out the instruction. The instruction is a keywords or instruction guide, like name, label, explain, okay, and then describe, compare, contrast. Okay, so these are the words, the terms they use in the instruction guide. Okay, and then scope. So you need to look at the mark allocation also. So if the mark allocation is is only 1 mark means the answer is expected to be short. But when the mark allocation is like 3 marks, 4 marks, then you should write more. So that is you need to observe, you need to look at, analyze the mark allocation for you to write the answer which is suitable to the requirement of the question. Okay. So now I give you a few examples. So this question look like the C, look like almost a C. Okay, so diagram below shows an organelle. State the function of this organelle. I think this question everybody can answer, right? So now you are in Form 5 and maybe there are some Form 4 students also in. So now state the function. So you can see that this question very easy to answer because the question asks you to state. So state means what? State means you do not need to have a long explanation. You just state. Okay, state the function of this organelle. As long as you know that what is this, then you can answer. Okay, so from the diagram, so this is the stimulus, this is the diagram given. You look at this, and then you identify what is this, then you answer the question. So of course, this is mitochondria. So it's used to generate energy during cellular respiration. So this is a very complete answer about the function of mitochondria. Okay, so this one is no problem. Now we look at this. Okay, diagram below shows an organelle. Why this organelle found abundantly in plant meristemic cell? So found abundantly. So what is the meaning of found abundantly? So you should know what is the abundantly mean. So abundantly means, where is it? So abundantly means what? Means it is found a lot. And then why is it in the plant meristem cell? Plant meristem cell is the cell that can be found in the shoot tip and the root tip. Okay, the shoot tip and the root tip is a region where the plant cell carry out active cell division, active mitosis. So the first thing you need to know is what organelle is this? So then then the second thing you need to know is why it is found abundantly, why it is a lot, and then why is what is so important about this organelle in the meristem cell. So these are the things that when you analyze it, or you know this is mitochondria, and then it is a lot in the meristem cell. So now we look at the answer. Organelle R is mitochondria. Okay, as I say in the webinar the day, organelle R is mitochondria. This is correct, but no mark. Because this question not asking you to name the organelle. The question say why this organelle found abundantly. So organelle R is mitochondria. There is no mark in structure. Okay, now we look at mitochondria generate energy during cellular respiration. Okay, so mitochondria generate energy during cellular respiration. Is it answer the question? Is the question asking about the function of mitochondria? No, the question is asking about why this organelle found abundantly in the plant meristem cell. Okay, so this answer can be no mark because not answering the question, or it can be 1 mark if the marking scheme accepts the function of mitochondria. Okay, but you can see is this answer 1 is not actually answer the question. Now we look at answer 2. Mitochondria provide energy. Mitochondria provide energy. Bear in mind that provide energy is wrong. Okay, so what is the correct term that we accept for mitochondria that is produce energy, generate energy? Okay, of course the best one will be generate. Okay, so mitochondria provide energy for cell division. Cell division is correct, but provide energy for cell division. Okay, provide is wrong. Okay, provide is wrong. As you see, this answer is not very complete. Okay, the first thing is because provide energy. And then for cell division, and this question is something like it is not related to the question. So which happened in the plant meristem cell? Okay, now we look at sample number 3. Mitochondria generate energy. Okay, good, very good. Okay, mitochondria generate energy for what? For meristem cell to carry out cell division. Okay, so mitochondria generate energy. Okay, for what? For the meristem cell to carry out cell division. Okay, this one is correct. Okay, so that means this is you can get 1 mark. Okay, and then this question, maybe you can get 1 mark. So because you show that that is a cell division. Okay, or, and then for sample answer 3, you can get 2 marks. Okay, then meristem cell needs more energy. This option number 4, this sample answer number 4 is the most complete answer, which is the most suitable answer to answer this question. So why? Because the meristem cell needs more energy generated by mitochondria. So the energy is generated by mitochondria. So this is 1 mark. And then for what? To carry out cell division, another mark. So the best answer will be the sample answer 4. So now do you know how to answer this question? So you see, the first thing you analyze the question, this organelle, what organelle is that? And then found abundantly means a lot. So your answer should show that why is it need in a lot? Okay, and then how to relate the function of mitochondria to the plant stem cell. Okay, so we look at sample answer 1. So as I tell you that organelle R is mitochondria, no mark. So mitochondria generate energy during cell division. It can be 1 mark. Okay, number 2, mitochondria provide energy is wrong. And then for cell division is correct. So 1 mark. So then sample answer 3 is a mitochondria generate energy for meristem cell to carry out cell division. So if you can, if possible, you put down the word more, then the answer would be perfect. Because the meristem cell need more mitochondria to generate energy for meristem cell to carry out cell division. And then answer 4 is meristem cell needs more energy generated by mitochondria to carry out cell division. Okay, so read again and then recall, or you have reflect yourself that which answer normally you give. So is your answer given is complete or not? Okay, so after you write your answer, you look back the answer and then ask yourself that whether this answer is complete or not. Okay, so now almost the same question. Okay, diagram 3.2 shows the transfer of glucose from proximal convoluted tubule into blood capillary in the kidney. Explain what will happen to the transport of glucose. Now, this is a negative statement. If structure S is absent. So if structure S is absent. So again, this question is asking about structure H, which is mitochondria. So what will happen to the transport of glucose? So the question is asking about what will happen to the transfer of glucose. This is the first thing you must answer, and then you explain it. Okay, if structure S is absent. Okay, so now we see. So I give you a few options. So the first one, structure S is mitochondria. Of course, this is no mark. So mitochondria generate energy to transport glucose. The question is asking about if the structure S is absent. So when we say that if the structure S is absent, and then we look back this answer. So the student is actually not answering the question. The student is answering about the function of mitochondria. So this is wrong. So this answer, no mark. Okay. And then sample answer 2. No energy is generated for transport, for active transport and reabsorption of glucose. Okay, so this answer, when structure S is absent, when mitochondria is absent, no energy is generated. This is correct. Okay, so this is correct. But you look back now, for active transport and reabsorption of glucose, the student is actually not very clearly stated what will happen to the active transport and reabsorption of glucose. Is it happen or not? So as I said, when you answer the question, what you want to the marker To get it, you should write it down properly. Okay, and then your answer is short and simple but complete. Okay, then no energy is generated. Very good. So active transport cannot occur. That is what I say. So if you say that no energy is generated for active transport have no mark. Okay, so you must say that no energy is generated, no active transport occur, or active transport does not occur. Active transport will not occur as long as you mention that not occur. Okay, and then no reabsorption of glucose. So there's no reabsorption of glucose. So again, you come back to here. When you say that no energy is generated for active transport and reabsorption of glucose, so this statement still not clear enough, saying that there is no active transport and no reabsorption of glucose. So you need to write it down. Okay, so no energy is generated, no active transport occur, no reabsorption of glucose. So then the answer is very clear that, okay, you answer the question. So if all this happen, what will happen to glucose? Glucose will be remain in the proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, or the transfer of glucose, I'll go back to here. The transfer of glucose from the proximal convoluted tubule into the blood capillary does not occur. Okay, I hope you understand about this. So if you write down no energy is generated for active transport and reabsorption of glucose, you can get only 1 mark. But when you say that no energy is generated, no active transport occur, no reabsorption of glucose occur, you can get maximum 2 marks. Okay, can you get it? Okay, write all the sentence. The meaning is very clearly stated in the sentence. Okay. So example 2, diagram below shows a process of food preservation. Okay, then explain the condition of fish cell. Okay, explain the condition of fish cell in this when the fish is immersed in the salt solution. So now we look at answer 1. Salt solution is hypertonic. Okay, salt solution is hypertonic. You need to be very careful using this word. So when you say that when you use hypotonic, isotonic, hypertonic, you must compare the compare 2 solutions. When you use this word, you must compare 2 solutions. That means salt solution is hypertonic, is not complete yet. What you want to compare? Okay, salt solution is hypertonic to what? Okay, to fish cell, or to the cytoplasmic fluid of fish cell, if you know about that. Otherwise, you just need to mention that to fish cell. Okay, so salt solution is hypertonic, full stop, no mark, unless you compare to the fish cell. Okay, and then water diffuse out from the cell set of fish. Fish have no cell set. Okay, so cell set is only for plant cell. So you say water diffuse out from the fish cell set, no mark. Cell set is wrong. So once we discover fish water diffuse out from the cell set of fish, then no mark. Unless this is a plant cell, you can say that water diffuse out from the on the cell set of the plant cell, then it's acceptable. But for fish, sorry, fish have no cell set. Cell set is actually the content of vacuole. Okay, and the fish is created. Fish is not the fish is created, but the fish cell is created. Can you get it? So you see from this answer, the answer like correct, but actually it doesn't get any mark because it is not complete, and then the term used, the scientific term used is wrong. Okay, now number 2. Okay, salt solution is hypertonic to fish cell. So water diffuse out of the fish cell by osmosis. Remember this, so anything with osmosis you must mention, because normally by osmosis itself you can get 1 mark. Okay, and the fish cell is created, not the fish is created. Remember this, So like when the question asks you to explain the process of osmosis, you bear in mind that you must mention cell. must, that is a must. Without mention cell, so the whole answer can be wrong. Okay. So an individual consumes a lot of butter in his daily diet. State one type of disease. So and explain your answer. So this question has two parts. The first part is one type of disease. What disease is that? And then the second part is you need to explain why he suffer from this disease. Okay, I give you the sample answer. Okay, so some students write obesity. Obesity. So I can tell you that obesity is wrong. Why wrong? Because the question asked me about the disease. Obesity is not a disease, but obesity is an eating habit. Okay, so it is caused by eating habit. It is not a disease. Remember this, So the first thing, the disease is not, obesity is not a disease, so obesity is not acceptable. Okay, then fat deposit in the wall of blood capillary. So in the wall of blood capillary. So normally, fat is not deposit in the wall of blood capillary, but it deposit in the artery. Okay, so then lumen is small. So lumen is small means, it can be originally the lumen is small. So it doesn't show that the lumen becomes smaller, no. Okay, so then this is not complete also, not, okay, so you must show that the lumen becomes smaller and then the blood flow is blocked. Okay, maybe only this one have mark. So you answer this question, you can get only 1 mark if you write this answer. Okay, so now, okay, so disease, it can be any of the cardiovascular disease, hypertension, heart attack, stroke, or any example of cardiovascular disease. Okay, remember that we accept heart attack, but we don't accept heart disease. Okay, don't put down heart disease because hole in the heart is also a heart disease. Like okay, so there are some other heart complication. It can be heart disease, but it is not the cardiovascular disease. What we want is cardiovascular disease. Okay, then you explain it. So by looking at the this diagram, so you explain it. So this is almost the standard answer. So we need to refer to butter. So an individual consumes a lot of butter. So means the butter contains high cholesterol or fat or lipid. And then the cholesterol or fat or lipid will deposit where? Deposit in the inner wall. It is inside here. This is the inner wall. So the cholesterol deposit in the inner wall of artery. Okay, not blood capillary, but artery. Remember this, cholesterol deposit in the inner wall of artery. Then when cholesterol deposit, okay, after the cholesterol deposit, then the lumen become narrower. So initially lumen is bigger. So now it's become narrower. Can you see this? So the lumen become narrower. Okay, so that is why I say lumen is small. It doesn't mean it become narrower or become smaller. Okay, you must show that the lumen become narrower. Okay, then when the fat is deposited in the inner wall, it can cause the artery to become hardened. Okay, then it can cause arteriosclerosis. Okay, then it slow down the blood flow, and finally it increase the blood pressure. So because of this, then the person who consumes a lot of butter can get this cardiovascular disease. Okay, hypertension, heart attack, stroke, arteriosclerosis. Okay, understand? So remember this, in this question, 3 marks, 1 mark will be given to the disease, 2 marks for explanation. And then this explanation can be used in essay as well about the effect of excessive intake of fats. Okay. Okay, now example 4. This is also one of the very common question. So diagram show the formation of molecule V in the milk. So why the question mention about milk? So as I say, when you read the question, you need to read the question, read the sentence before and after the diagram. So sometimes some information can be found in the sentence before the diagram. So the formation of molecule V in milk. So when there's milk, means this one must be what? This one must be lactose. Okay, so lactose is formed by what? Okay, so this is milk. So you cannot put down any of the disaccharide. It must be lactose. Okay, and then what is tea? So tea can be glucose. Okay, and then galactose. It doesn't matter which one is glucose or galactose. Tea can be glucose, tea can be galactose. Okay, because it doesn't show you very clearly, but you know that lactose is formed by the condensation of glucose and galactose. So based on diagram 1.2, describe the formation of molecule V, and then describe the breakdown of molecule V. So formation means how V is formed. Okay, V is formed by the condensation of T and U. You see T and U is given. So if you put down T, U, V, there's no mark because that is in the question. So you should be able to name the monosaccharide that form the disaccharide. Okay, so the standard, the guide to answer is, the first thing you need to mention whether it is the condensation or hydrolysis. Okay, you need to identify whether it is a condensation or hydrolysis. So if formation of molecule V must be condensation. So the process, or you can say that condensation occur. Okay, so this is about the formation, condensation occur, then TV. So in this case, you must be able to mention glucose combined with galactose to form lactose. You cannot say that T combined with U to form V, no. Okay, we'll say that T combined with U to form V, that is in the question. So you are repeating the information in the question, there's no mark. So you must say that glucose combined with galactose to form lactose. Okay, and then you see the water. So water is removed. Okay, water is removed. And then this process is catalyzed by what? So since this is a lactose, the process is catalyzed by lactase. Okay, can you get it? This is the formation. Then breakdown, you explain oppositely. So you say that the process is hydrolysis. Okay, the process is hydrolysis. And then if hydrolysis, then it is breakdown. So we say that lactose breakdowns to form glucose and galactose. Lactose breakdown to form glucose and galactose. And then water is added. Okay, it's because lactose add with water, then it will form glucose and galactose. So always remember, hydrolyze means water is needed. So when the lactose is broken down, it needs water. Okay, so water is added. Then the process is catalyzed by lactase enzyme. So this is about the standard way to answer the question about formation and breakdown. The question about condensation and hydrolysis. Okay. So now example 5, diagram shows a stage of cell division in an animal cell. So this diagram is a stage. So the first thing you need to think about, that is the stage of cell division. So what stage is that? So if the question asking you about the type of cell division, then your answer can be mitosis or meiosis. Okay, if the question asks you about the stage, so it can be prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. That is for mitosis. And then for meiosis, it can be prophase 1, prophase 2, metaphase 1 and 2. Okay, and then anaphase 1 and 2, and telophase 1 or 2. Okay, so just remember that if the question is about mitosis, you just write down and the stages in mitosis, any of these. Okay, but if the question is about meiosis, you must mention whether it is 1 or 2. Okay, so then you describe the chromosome behavior during the stage. So you should know what stage is this. And then how is the chromosomal behavior, or what is the event? What are the events happen during that stage? So answer A, prophase. The answer is prophase. So reject. The answer is prophase 1 because this happened in meiosis 1. So reject prophase. Remember, if the if that the cell division is meiosis. So you are asked to mention the stage. Your answer should be 1 or 2, depends on the diagram. Okay, then B. Okay, so in B we answer the most important or the most obvious events or behavior. So we talk about the chromosomal behavior. So what happened to the chromosome? The homologous chromosome pair up and or we say that synapses occur. Okay, or we say that form bivalent or tetrad. Okay, so when the chromosome homologous chromosome pair up, that is synapses. And then in that condition, when the two chromosomes they are together, then we say that that is a bivalent or tetrad. Okay, then after that, what you can see is here the crossing over occur. Where is the crossing over occur? It occur at chiasma. Crossing over occur at chiasma, and then so how to explain the crossing over? So crossing over is exchange of genetic material or exchange of DNA segment, okay, exchange of genetic segment, and then it result in recombination or new combination of gene. So these two answers can be used to explain crossing over. So remember, if question asking about explain crossing over, this will be the two very important answer. Okay, if the question asking about what is the importance of this stage or this process, then the importance of the crossing over is create or cause genetic variation. Okay, understand, huh? Okay, so now explain what will happen to the gamete form if structure K fail to function. Now structure K. So what is structure K? You should know. So structure K is centriole. Okay, so what happened is centriole fail to function in the formation of gamete formation. So then you should know what is the function of centriole. Okay, centriole forms spindle fiber during cell division, right? So without centriole, then the spindle fiber is not formed. So then it will cause abnormal gamete. Okay, so the function, so what happened to the gamete? So straight away answer the question first. So it causes abnormal gamete. Okay, why cause abnormal gamete? Because the spindle fiber is not formed. Okay, and then the homologous chromosome do not separate, or we can say that sister chromatin does not separate, or then we can say that non-disjunction occur. Okay, and then so homologous chromosome does not do not separate in anaphase 1. So sister chromatin do not separate in anaphase 2. So you need to use the correct term, because in anaphase 1, there is a place, there is a stage where the homologous chromosome separate. Okay, in anaphase 2 is the stage where the sister chromatin separate and move to the opposite poles. So what happened as a result? The number of chromosomes in the gamete become not haploid or reduced or unequal. So it can be extra 1 chromosome or lack of 1 chromosome in the gamete. Okay, then the chromosomal mutation occur, and then it will cause abnormality in the offspring. Okay, so now we look at example 6. So sometimes the stimulus can be a table, or it can be a table. So the table shows the filtrate content in the blood plasma and the urine. So explain the differences between the concentration of amino acid. So we look at the concentration of amino acid, okay, in blood plasma and urine. So you can see this. So the concentration of amino acid in the blood plasma and the urine. So what is the difference? So it is very important that you do the comparison, but you don't mention, don't use the number in your answer. So you compare it. You cannot use the number to answer it because the number is in the table. So what you need to answer is concentration of amino acid in the blood plasma is higher than in urine. So can you see this? So you can see this is the amino acid. So the concentration of amino acid in blood plasma is 74, and then in urine is 0. but you cannot put down value 74. You cannot say that the concentration of amino acid in blood plasma is 74 gram per 1000 cubic centimeter. And the concentration of amino acid in urine is 0. No, you cannot use the value to answer. Okay, but when you do the comparison, you can use more or less. Or you can say that amino acid is present in blood plasma, but absent in urine, also can. But you cannot use the value in the table to answer. Remember this. Okay, why? Because 100% of the amino acid is reabsorbed in the proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, by active transport. I think this one you know. So I want to show you that you don't use the value in the question to answer. Okay, you do the comparison, you use more or less. Okay, then the nephron of certain mammals live in desert have very long loops of hanging. Okay, state the effect on the urine produced. So now look at this. This is the normal animal, but this is the animal like camel. Okay, they have a very long loop of hanging. So how to explain this? So state the effect on the urine produced. So this question has 2 marks. The first mark is what is the effect on the urine produced? And then the second mark is explain your answer. So you need to know what process happened here. Okay, so in the loop of Henle, especially reabsorption of water occur. Okay, so when the loop of Henle is very long, so what happens is more water will be reabsorbed. So this will cause the urine produced will be less and then more concentrated. Okay, so urine produced is less or urine is more concentrated. Why? Because more water is reabsorbed in the loop of Henle. Okay, can you get it? So this question have 2 tasks. One is state the effect, another one is explain your answer. So don't straight away explain the answer without stating the effect to the urine. Okay. So question 7. Diagram shows the forelimb and hindlimb. So this is forelimb, this is hindlimb of a rabbit. The rabbit can do a great distance leap, means the rabbit can jump very far. Or explain why. Okay, now this question, when we study about the skeletal system, we didn't study about rabbit, right? But what we study about this frog, we study about the grasshopper. Okay, so we study about grasshopper, right? So then you need to apply. You don't think that, oh, we didn't study rabbit, so I don't know how to answer. No, you need to apply what you study in grasshopper in rabbit. Okay, so the first thing you need to mention that what can you say about especially the hindlimb? So this rabbit have a very big and long hindlimb. Okay, and the muscle is strong. Okay, have very big and strong muscle. Okay, so you cannot say that have a strong hindlimb. No, the limb is referred to the bone. Okay, so it's referred to it's a very big and very long hindlimb, and the muscle is very strong. So these are never the hindlimb to fold in the Z shape. Fold in the Z shape. Did you see this? Okay, and then you study about flexor and extensor, right? So what happened is when the rabbit jump, it need to straighten the hindlimb, right? Then it can jump. So when you straighten the hindlimb, so of course the extensor muscle contract and the flexor muscle relax. So you can say that the hindlimb has an antagonistic muscle. So when the hindlimb is straightened, then it will produce a powerful push force, powerful pushing force. You cannot say that so that the rabbit can do a great distance leap. No. This is in the question. Okay, so hindlimb is straightened, then it will produce a powerful pushing force to push the rabbit forward, to allow the rabbit to jump. Okay, so sometimes what you apply, what you study, and then when the question come out, it's not the organism that you study, but you can use what you have studied in other organisms to apply in answering the question. Okay, so then some question is about graph. Okay, the stimulus can be graph. And then when you come to the graph, actually you just need to answer based on graph. Okay, just based on graph, study the graph carefully and answer it. Diagram shows a growth curve of a germinating seed of a plant. Okay, the growth curve of the plant at stage X and Y. Okay, explain one difference between the growth curve of the plant at stage X and Y. So we have two stages, so X and Y. So look at this, this is time, this is dry mass. So in this diagram, it is very clearly, you can observe that at stage S, the dry mass decrease, right? Then at stage Y, the dry mass increase. So this is the difference. So when questions say explain one difference, you need to mention the difference and then you explain it. Okay, where is the difference? Where can you get the difference? You can just observe the graph, you can get the difference. Okay, so the difference is you can look at this. At stage S, the dry mass decrease. At stage Y, the dry mass increase. Okay, then what happened? So stage S, germination occur. So this is the stage where the plant seed germinate. So when the plant seed germinate, the food will be obtained from cotyledon. Okay, then the food is used for germination. This caused the dry mass to decrease. Okay, then after that, at stage Y, the plant start after germination, the leaf grow. So when the leaf grow, the plant can carry out photosynthesis. And then when the plant carry out photosynthesis, the food is synthesized. So the dry mass increase. So the first thing you state the difference and then explain. If question says explain one difference, means you need to state the difference and then you explain why this difference occur. Can you get it? Okay, so not straight away answer the question. Not straight away explain the difference. You will lose the mark for the difference. Okay, so that's mean when you come to the question like explain one difference or explain the difference, so the first thing you need to state the difference and then the second thing you explain the difference. Okay, then example 9. So diagram shows a plant with its root immersed in 0.01% nitrate solution. So 0.001% is very, very dilute solution. Okay, so explain one adaptation of structure X. So this is structure X. So come back to this one adaptation. So now explain again. Explain one adaptation. The first thing you need to state the adaptation. Then you explain it. Then you can get 2 marks easily. So you look at this. So even though you don't know what is this, but you can explain. You can by looking at the diagram, you can state one adaptation. So you see you have a long projection. This is long projection, right? So the root have long projection and then big vacuole. This is what you can observe. So why is it long projection? Then you explain. What is the importance of the big vacuole? You explain. So at least you have one adaptation, means you need to state the adaptation, state the specific characteristic, and then you explain the importance of it. Okay, then explain the uptake of nitrate ion into structure X. Okay, we look at one by one. So for the adaptation of structure S, we can say that it is long. So long projection. So what is the importance of the long projection? What is the purpose of a long projection? Is to increase the surface area. This one is very important. Okay, increase the surface area for absorption. Okay, increase the surface area to take in more water, to take in more nutrient. Okay, so that is the purpose of long projection. Okay, and then big vacuole. The function of big vacuole is to store water. And then you have a very thin wall to increase the diffusion of water or to increase the rate of osmosis. Okay, to allow the water molecule, to allow the ion, okay, to move across it. Okay, then explain the uptake. So anything that like how the nitrate ion is taken into the structure S, because this is ion. So you should know how the ion enter the structure S. It must through the active transport. So the main word here is active transport. So you should mention that it's by active transport. Then you explain how the active transport occur. And then this is 3 marks. Okay, if you put down osmosis, then the whole answer will be wrong. Okay, so you bear in mind that the uptake of ion you must mention active transport. Then you explain the active transport. Okay, so then this is example 10 is about the different stages of the different stages of the DNA that the formation of extracellular enzyme. So okay, so this question maybe you feel that very, very difficult. Never mind, we can have a look here. So now explain the changes that occur in the double helix of the DNA strand during stage 1. Okay, this is stage 1. Okay, so what happened during stage 1? So you can just look at the diagram, and answer it. So what happened? This is DNA. Okay, this is, and then this is RNA. Okay, this is DNA, this is RNA. So what happened is what you can see is the DNA open. Did you see that? The double helix of DNA open. Okay, and then the RNA strand is produced. So this is all in the diagram. So you don't think, don't feel that, oh, I didn't study it yet, I don't know. Never mind, you just quickly analyze the question and then look at the diagram, observe what can you see. Okay, then you can easily get it. The double helix of DNA open and then the RNA is produced. So that is what happened in stage 1, right? Okay, then how the protein form at the ribosome is transformed into extracellular enzyme. So you study this in production and secretion of extracellular enzyme. So of course you need to involve, the question has already tell you ribosome. So you should know that you should explain also the function of Golgi apparatus. Okay. Oh no, this is. Okay, so this is the answer, huh? This is the answer. So protein is transported in rough endoplasmic reticulum. Protein is transported and then modified by the Golgi apparatus and then into the enzyme. So this is actually related to what you study in the production of extracellular enzyme. Okay, for this question, actually my question here is a little bit, I think I have a wrong question here, never mind. So we look at, this question is actually ask you to state the difference between DNA and RNA. So you can also observe from this, what are the difference between DNA and RNA? So DNA consists of 2 nucleotide chain. This is what we call the nucleotide chain. So DNA have 2 nucleotide chain and the RNA have only 1 nucleotide chain. And then another one is DNA is long, RNA is short. So this is also from the diagram you can get the answer. So it's not that difficult. So don't leave the answer blank, please. Okay. So now diagram shows a gene mutation that occur in the DNA strand containing the base sequence CTC. So this is the original is CTC. So after mutation, it becomes CAC. Okay, so what you can see is the amino acid form is different. Okay, from the glutamic acid become valine. So what happened is how to, and then the question asks you to explain the gene mutation. So gene mutation cause changes in the nitrogenous base. Okay, so so what you can see, or you can straight away from the diagram, you can say T is replaced by A. Okay, T is replaced by A. So this is actually a base substitution occur. So after that, what happened is the amino acid form will be different. The protein form is different. So glutamic acid is replaced by valine. Okay, then when the amino acid form is different, then the protein synthesis is not functioning. So this defect the new protein form or protein form is not functioning. So this is about the gene mutation. Okay, so bear in mind that when question about gene mutation is actually the changes in the nitrogenous base. Okay, it causes the changes in the nitrogenous base and then it alter the amino acid form and then cause the new protein form not function. So that is the explanation for gene mutation. Okay, now we go to section B. I think we just continue lah. Oh, we just continue, no need to break. So okay, we go to section B. So like example 1. So section B is a restricted response, means you can always use what you study in biology Form 4 and Form 5 to answer the question. It is more factual. Use the facts to answer. So when the question is about two individuals, like X and Y, one is sitting and then or resting, another one doing exercise, and the question asks you to identify the respiration. So when there are only two types of respiration. So one is aerobic respiration, and then another one is fermentation, right? That's what you study, right? So when you look at the person who is sitting or resting, this one, the respiration that occur in the muscle must be aerobic respiration. So when the person is running, okay, doing vigorous exercise, then the respiration that occur in the muscle is actually aerobic respiration. And when the oxygen is not enough, then the muscle will carry out lactic acid fermentation. So X, what you explain is X, the type of respiration for X is aerobic respiration. The type of respiration in Y is lactic acid fermentation. Okay, then you compare. Okay, once you can identify the type of respiration, then you can compare. So when you go to the question compare, your answer should have similarity and differences. Okay, so what are the similarity? In both breakdown of glucose, whether glucose is completely broken down or incompletely broken down doesn't matter, but in both breakdown of glucose, and then it involves glycolysis. Okay, and then begin in cytoplasm and produce energy. So these are the similarity. Then we look at the differences. So for aerobic respiration is involve complete breakdown of glucose, but lactic acid fermentation is incomplete breakdown of glucose. This is the difference. Okay, so you write the one sentence and then you compare the same aspect. Okay, then the next sentence you can say that aerobic respiration occur in the presence of oxygen, but lactic acid fermentation occur in the absence of oxygen. Okay, aerobic respiration occur in mitochondria and cytoplasm, but lactic acid fermentation occur in cytoplasm only. Then aerobic respiration produce 38 ATP energy, 38 molecule of ATP, and then this lactic acid fermentation produce 2 molecule of ATP. Then they have different product. You write down the product and then the equation. So this is compare the respiration. So you have similarity. Remember, any question with compare, you must have similarity and differences. Okay, write as many similarity as you have. Normally the question will say the marking will be at least one similarity and one differences. If you write a very complete differences without similarity, you cannot get full marks. Okay, so this question asking about the compare or explain similarity and differences in the structure of human and fish respiratory organ. So again, this question very clear, similarity. So, and like if the question asking about the ask you to analyze the structure, so the first thing you talk about the similarity in the structure. So these are all the similarity with the reason. Okay, so large surface area to allow gases exchange to occur rapidly. Okay, and then moist to allow the gas to dissolve into it before diffusion. Then the respiratory surface is one cell thick. So respiratory surface here for lungs, for human refer to alveolus, and then for fish is referred to lamella. Okay, so it is one cell thick is to allow the gas to diffuse easily and then have dense network of blood capillary. That is to transport respiratory gases. Okay, so these are the similarity in the structure. Okay, then we talk about the differences. So the structure is different. Human, the respiratory structure for human is lung, but for fish is gill. And the respiratory surface is different. And then the place where the air enter also different. And the water, of course, fish is water and water enter, not the air enter. Huh? And then the organ, the structure that exhale also different. And then how the lungs or the gill is protected. These are the differences in the respiratory structure. Okay, another question is look like the same, but actually it's very, very much different. Okay, so diagram show the respiratory system of two organisms, X and Y. So why I choose these two questions is I want to let you know. So this question actually they require different answer. So compare and contrast the breathing mechanism of organism X and Y. So still remember just now the question is about the structure of respiratory organ. So we compare the respiratory organ. But in this question, the question asks you to compare the breathing mechanism. So it is not ask you to compare the respiratory structure. So this year, I think it's about 2019. Okay, yeah, 2019, when this question come out, a lot of students cannot get good mark in this question. So if you choose this question and then you cannot get good mark, it will downgrade you. Maybe normally in your school, you can get A+. Because of this question, you can get A or A-. So you need to choose the question carefully. So when question asks you to compare and contrast the breathing mechanism, you can see the requirement is different. So then we talk about the breathing. So the similarity will be both organisms undergo inhalation and exhalation. And then they can change the volume in the respiratory organ. They can change the air pressure. And then, okay, now X4 is the last point is about the similarity in respiratory structure. So you can see that year, okay, in 2019, a lot of students can only get 1 mark. That is they talk about all the similarity in the respiratory structure, but they didn't actually find out the similarity in the breathing mechanism. Okay, and then you see the inhalation. So I put like this is the actual process. Okay, so but we can match between the process, huh? Okay, so let's see. So like when the insect carry out inhalation, the spiracle open. When the frog carry out inhalation, the nostril open. So that's mean the spiracle open can be matched with the nostril open. Okay, and then the abdominal muscle relax. So abdominal muscle relax, it can be matched with the flow of buccopharyngeal cavity. And then the volume in the abdomen increase, volume in the mouth cavity increase. Air pressure decrease, both air pressure inside. What is inside the trachea? This is inside the mouth cavity. So then where is the air enter? Air enter through spiracle and nostril. Okay, and then where is the air pass through? Okay, you go and find out what can be matched together. So these are the points that we can match for the differences in inhalation. And then the differences in exhalation is the abdominal muscle contract, then the lungs contract. Okay, then the volume and the pressure, this one we already mentioned in inhalation. And then how the air move out. Air move out through nostril, air move out through spiracle. Okay, so you can see that when we compare about the breathing mechanism, we actually didn't touch about the respiratory structure. Okay, so then this is the answer for the differences. The system is different. X is trachea system, and then Y is lungs. So the abdominal muscle relax, we can match with the buccal-pharyngeal flow is lower. So that's what I say just now. You need to list down the whole process of the breathing mechanism for both organisms, and then you match what can be matched together to become the differences. So this question is not easy to answer. That's why I say if you choose a wrong essay, it can downgrade you. Okay, 1 or 2 grade lower. So very, very careful in choosing the essay question. Choose the essay question, then you have more confidence, you have more point to write, and then you really know what is the requirement of the question. Okay, then example 2, diagram shows a cross between a homozygous black male mouse and a homozygous white female mouse. So the black fur is dominant and white fur is recessive. By using the information given, draw a genetic diagram to determine the phenotypic percentage of the offspring in the cross. So there are 2 mouse. Okay, one is black fur, one is white fur. And question already say that black fur is dominant and the white fur is recessive. So when you asked to draw the genetic diagram, you always check that this. Okay, you should have the genetic of the parent. Okay, the meiosis, genetic of the gamete, genotype of gamete, and then the fertilization process, the genotype of offspring, phenotype of offspring, and then conclusion. Conclusion, you go back to the question. So what question is asking? It's about the phenotypic ratio of what? Or it is about the probability of having which type of organism. Okay, and then when key is not given, you must have a key. Remember this, when key is not given, you must have a key. So normally the key is referred to the dominant allele or dominant characteristic. So we just now we say that black fur is dominant over white fur. So we use B, capital letter B as dominant allele for black fur, and small letter b as recessive allele for white fur. Then you construct a genetic diagram with all the requirements that I said just now. Or you have the parental phenotype, parental genotype, then the meiosis process, gamete, fertilization, okay, and then the offspring genotype, offspring phenotype, and then you make a conclusion. What is the ratio? Okay, so remember, if you are not, if you are not state all this, you only write, you only draw a diagram like this, that is 0 mark. That is 0 mark. So you must have a title that when people read, they know what is the meaning of the diagram. So remember this, the whole genetic diagram must have a subtitle, and then with the correct arrow, and the line join must be correct as well. Okay. Okay, then section C. Section C is the open response. So section C, my advice is you put as many ideas as possible. Put as many ideas as possible. So you do not need to explain one idea in a very long sentence or very a very long paragraph to explain only one idea. No, you put as many ideas as possible for section C. So a mother who is nursing a baby needs healthy food for herself and her baby. Suggest types of food which are suitable and give reason to your answer. Okay, so remember that. So any question related to the balanced diet, we normally need to say that whether this mother need to have sufficient or more or less, what type of food class, what is the example of food class, and then what is the function of that food class, and then you should have a conclusion. The conclusion means whether the mother need a balanced diet, or the mother need to have this like obese person, they cannot have balanced diet, but they need to eat by using the quarter half, the Malaysian healthy plate. Okay, so example. Okay, sorry. So example, I just give you one example. So the mother, so we say that the mother should have sufficient carbohydrate. Okay, sufficient carbohydrate. Example, what is the carbohydrate? Rice. Okay, what is the function of carbohydrate? Is to provide energy. Okay, so that is the example that you can write for the mother, that 7 class of food. Okay, and then you can get the class of food, the example of food, and then the function. You can get each class of food, you can get at least 3 marks. So 3 marks times 7 is 21 marks. So that is not possible for you to get full marks, but you need to have a conclusion, which you stated that is the mother should get a balanced diet. Okay, and then if the question asking about a set of food and ask you to comment, so what is the effect of the diet if the teenager consumes a set of fast food as dinner for a long period of time? So in this case, you should mention the example of food. For example, fried chicken. Okay, fried chicken contain too much fat. Oh, for example, fried chicken contain too much fat. Okay, too much. Okay, so you can put down the function of fat. Okay, or you can put down then of course when you eat the fried chicken every day, so what is the effect? The effect is, so they are the effect of excessive intake. So too much fat cause what? Cause obesity, cause cardiovascular disease. Okay, and then you try to stick the different food with different food class. Okay, then you can get more point, and then make a conclusion whether this set of fast food is balanced diet or not. Okay, can you get it? Okay, so I summarize it. So normally, I hope this year the question about the balanced diet come out, that you have easier for you to answer. Okay, so the food class, carbohydrate, the sources, the function, and then the excessive intake cause obesity, diabetes mellitus, and then deficiency will cause a person to become fatigued. Okay, then protein. So what are the sources of protein, the function of protein? So I have listed down all these. Okay, and then the excessive intake, and then the deficiency, lipids, oil, butter, cheese, and then this one is the function. So you don't think that lipid no use. Lipid also very important as reserve energy, as a liner to protect internal organ, as heat insulator, acid in absorption of lipid, soluble vitamin, and form plasma membrane. So excessive intake of lipid cause cardiovascular disease. Then lack of lipid also, it can cause frequent infection. It can cause a dry skin and etc. Okay, and then vitamin and mineral are for normal health. Okay, to maintain general health. Okay, then the excessive intake for vitamin and mineral, there's a lot. You can mention a few. Okay, for a particular vitamin or mineral. Okay, and then fiber. Okay, too much fiber also no good. It will cause diarrhea. Okay, then the deficiency, of course, you know, that cause constipation. Okay, water. Too much water can cause edema, and then deficiency can cause dehydration. My advice is you don't repeat the answer. For example, vitamin, you put down fruit. Then fiber, the example of fiber, you put down vegetable. Don't use the same example. Okay, can you get it? And disease also. Okay, don't use the same disease, and don't say that for example, lipid cause obesity, carbohydrate cause obesity. No, you are repeating the answer. So if carbohydrate cause obesity, then we put down lipid cause excessive intake of lipid cause cardiovascular disease. Okay, so then another example is about it can be question about the environmental sustainability. So diagram below shows an ecosystem, and then many factories built in the river. Okay, nearby the river state the bad effect. So you give all the idea about the bad effect. Okay, like greenhouse effect, you explain it. Okay, and then acid rain, these are the main point. And then of course, then you use the main point to explain it. Then air pollution, thermal pollution, or water pollution. So put down everything that you have studied in the about the theme of environmental sustainability. Okay, and then when you answer the question in section B and C, so read the question, make sure you know the question asking for, answer the question based on the knowledge and the relevant topic, and then you apply what you have learned. Think carefully, relate the question to what you have learned, and then your answer should be specific, not too general. Okay, give the most suitable answer, use correct scientific term, and then write clearly and neatly. It's about the same as the subjective question, but my advice is when you answer in section B and C, you should draft your answer before you write down the answer. Okay, quickly we go to paper 3. Yeah? So you are going to sit for your paper 3 in 15th of February. Okay, so that is a combined paper. Okay, which consists of the question from physics, chemistry, and biology, and the time allocation for those who take 3 subjects is 2 hours 15 minutes, and for those who take only 2 subjects is 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, you will receive a question paper like this. Okay, and then you need to read the arahan menjawab. Okay, so you are given 5 minutes for you to check the material and apparatus, to read the question, and then to plan your working. Okay. So each question you have 5 minutes to plan, and then 40 minutes to carry out the experiment and to answer the question. So 3 minutes, that's mean in 5 minutes time, you need to, there are 15 minutes actually for you to make sure that you receive all the material apparatus and then all are functioning. Okay, you will be given the extra paper for you to draft the how are you going to carry out the experiment, or you can draft first how are you going to record the data, or how are you going to record the observation. Okay, so I have some tips. Before the practical exam, you study the theory of biology. So study about the experiment that you have done. So make a quick checklist for biology practical preparation, and then review some important concepts. For example, there are questions about osmosis, there are questions about enzyme, question about the digestion, and then the food test. Okay, so these are the questions that you have done in the practical, and then you go through it. I guess you have all the report with you. You just go through it, and then master the manipulative skill and science process skill. So this one very important. So how to measure, how to read the measurement. Okay, and then that's why you need to, if any Form 4 student here, you should practice the manipulative skill since you are in Form 4. Or actually, when you are in lower form, you need to do it. There are some students, when during the experiment, just sit there and do nothing. Then that's mean you learn, your manipulative skill will be very poor. Okay, so try to involve yourself actively in the practical, okay, experiment that carry out in the school. Okay, and then during the practical exam, you check the list of material and apparatus carefully. Inform the supervising teacher if there are any deficiencies or errors in the material or apparatus. You find out you do not receive some of the material apparatus, you put out your hand and ask. Okay, read the question first and understand the purpose of investigation, and then the implementation of the procedure. So what is the purpose, and then how the experiment is carried out, and then you plan your experiment. So you need to decide which experiment you want to do. You have physics, chemistry, biology. So which one you need to do first? Okay, then if the procedure is not provided, you are asked to plan an experiment using the material and apparatus provided. So among the biophysics, chemistry, there will be one question. We don't know whether it's from physics, chemistry, or biology. There is no procedure. We will be only given the material and apparatus, and then you are asked to plan the experiment. So when you plan the experiment, you should have the variable. So the MV, RV, and constant variable, you should have the variable, and then you should mention the variable, and then you should mention how to handle the variable, and then the precaution step. And the procedure must be stated in the correct order. For example, the first one, you need to label, then you measure, you pour. Okay, the activate stopwatch, for example. Okay, so this the procedure must be stated in the correct order. This one can be 4 marks question. So make sure that you know how to write the planning. Okay, if data recording is required in tabular form, draw a table first before conducting the experiment. So this allows you to record your data easily. Okay, and then rinse the tool before use. Don't take too long here. You just quickly rinse it. Okay, especially for sidang 2 and sidang 3. Okay, so if the apparatus is already used before, then you quickly rinse it before use. Or like apparatus like measuring cylinder or droppers. After you take some of the material, then you need to rinse it so that it won't contaminate. Okay. For drawing, when you ask to draw what you draw what you can see. Okay, draw what you can see with a pencil. So you draw by using pencil. Okay, it is not necessarily be microscopic experiment. It can be something like it's ready, and then after the experiment you see what you see, you draw by using pencil. Remember that. And then some question ask you to label, you need to label. And then do not add things that you cannot see. Just like the microscope experiment, if you cannot, you are not going to see like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. If you cannot see it, you don't draw. Okay. Then plan your time wisely. So 5 minutes to review, 40 minutes to carry out the practical and answer the question. So in the event of spilled material, so some material spilled, okay, or the apparatus not functioning, especially physics, the voltmeter, the ammeter is not function, don't panic. So inform the supervising teacher. Then do the practice as best as you can. So you have no time to repeat the practical. So you need to do it right from the beginning so that your answer, your observation is correct. Okay, so before I end, I just want to share with you this. Education is not the passport to the future. For tomorrow belong to those who prepare for it today. So I hope every student, you prepare yourself properly for the SPM exam, and then you won't feel regret when the result is out. Okay, then I wish you all the best for your exam, and may you succeed in everything you do. Okay, thank you. So any question?
A very thank you to Miss Bibiana for the wonderful and sharing just now. So students, once again, we open the floor for Q&A session now. Any questions? Without wasting our time or data, so maybe you can ask the question in the Telegram group later on. So now we will move on to another session. Para hadirin, pihak SPM e-Boost amat berbesar hati dapat bekerja sama dengan Miss Bibiana To yang berada di Cebu untuk sesi kali ini. Miss Bibiana To, on behalf of SPM e-Boost, we would like to express our greatest gratitude in making the e-Boost SPM Revision Workshop a successful one. We truly appreciate all your sharing during the session today. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present you the certificate of appreciation from PPD, Miri, and RIAMTEC. May this be enough to show how grateful we are that you are able to slot us in your busy schedule. Dear attendants, join me to celebrate this wonderful session by clicking the reaction icon. Maybe you can put some love or give like thumbs up reaction. Okay, so before we end our event for today, I would like to invite all the guests for photograph session. So please turn on your camera. So are you ready? So on my count, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. So thank you. So there's a QR code shown at the screen. Hold on. We need you to scan the QR code so that you can get the e-cert. Thanks for the participate this e-boost. Hold on. Okay. Please scan here the attendance certificate so you can get your e-cert now. Or if you cannot scan the QR code, actually you can feel free to click on the chat box there. You will see the link at below there. So while we're waiting, my colleagues Wan Ying will play the video.
located in Miri, a coastal city in northeastern Sarawak on the island of Borneo. RIAM Institute of Technology, RIAMTEC, commands strong local presence. RIAMTEC is awarded as Private Institute of Higher Learning by the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia in 2003. A-levels in RIAMTEC is administered by Cambridge International Examinations. Our alumni have entered into the top Asia university ranking in Malaysia, Singapore, China, USA, Ivy League, UK Russell Group University and top-notch university in Ireland. The MQA diploma programs are Automotive Engineering, Electronic Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Occupational Health and Safety, Hotel Management, and Digital Marketing. Also, Business Honours Degree and Accounting Honours Degree. The TVET programs are Automotive Electrical, Culinary Arts, Patisserie, Aesthetic Beauty Therapy, Electronic and Electrical Installation. With a strong emphasis on applied learning, all our programs are well equipped with practical labs or studio located at the TVET building. Our on-campus hostel and basement car park provide a conducive and safe study environment for students. We welcome you to RIAMTEC.
Oh, your next one. And now the ceremony has come to the end. So now is our lucky draw session. So my colleagues Wan Ying will share the screen to you all. So our lucky draw is hot cross bun, 20 ringgit voucher and 200 ringgit study voucher at RIAMTEC. So let's see who is the lucky winners. So on my count, 1, 2, 3. So is Shakina's here? Maybe you can reply in the chat box. Are you here, Shakina? Shakina Ubung Laing? Oh, she is in the YouTube. All right, you inform Shakina that he is the lucky winner. So we will move on. Who is the next lucky winner? Congrats to Eric Tae Jia Bao. Eric Tae, are you here? Eric Tae Jia Bao. Is Eric in the YouTube? Maybe who is Eric, friends? Maybe can inform him. Maybe I count from 3, 2. Oh yeah, he is in YouTube also. All right. So the next one, who is the last lucky winner? €10. Okay, congrats to €10. So regarding the lucky draw, you can contact my colleague Wan Ying. All right, once again, thank you everyone for joining our ceremony. So with your present, we truly appreciate it. On behalf of the organizing communities, I would like to apologize if we have done any mistake throughout the event. So gender reminder, don't forget to subscribe our RIAMTEC YouTube channel. So you can invite your friends to watch back the YouTube. So I end my duty as a moderator for today's event. So all the best for your incoming exam, SPM. So thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Cảm ơn